Have you ever felt lost, as if you were walking aimlessly? The daily routine consumes your energy, challenges seem endless, and deep down, you feel an emptiness that nothing seems to fill. What if I told you there's a way to transform that feeling into purpose, clarity, and peace? That's exactly what we're going to explore today. How to awaken a spiritual hunger and cultivate a deep relationship with God. If you're searching for more meaning in your life, a stronger connection with the Creator, and a transformation that starts from within, this video is for you. Before we dive in, I want you to imagine something. Imagine waking up every morning with the certainty that you're on the right path. Knowing that, even in the face of challenges, there's a greater purpose guiding every decision you make. This certainty comes from a real and intimate connection with God, and it's not reserved for a select few. It's a promise available to anyone who desires it. So, stay with me until the end, because I'll share practical steps, biblical truths, and real-life examples that can transform your life in extraordinary ways. Perhaps you've already felt that inexplicable emptiness, a sense that something is missing, even when everything on the surface seems fine. That's spiritual hunger, and it's a divine invitation. It's God calling you closer. It's a reminder that there's something greater to seek, a need to nourish your soul just as you nourish your body every day. Recognizing this hunger is the first step to living a fuller life connected to the purpose God has for you. But how do you know if this hunger is present? Start by reflecting on your thoughts and emotions. Ask yourself, what truly brings me joy? What drives me? If the answer is uncertain or vague, it might be a sign that something deeper needs to be fed. And why is a relationship with God so transformative? Because He is the source of true purpose and clarity. When you draw closer to God, you begin to see your life from a new perspective. It's not just about solving problems or finding answers. It's about discovering a firm foundation that sustains you in every situation. Biblical figures like Moses, David, and Paul experience this. Moses, for instance, was insecure and struggled with communication. But by connecting with God, he became the leader who freed an entire nation from slavery. David, even when facing real and figurative giants, found strength and direction in his faith. And Paul, once a persecutor of Christians, radically transformed his life after encountering Christ. These stories show us that spiritual transformation is possible and powerful. Of course, it's not always easy. We live in a world full of distractions: social media, work, studies, responsibilities. Everything competes for our attention. On top of that, we often carry beliefs that distance us from God. Maybe you think, I'm not good enough, or I don't have time for this right now. These barriers are common, but they can also be overcome. God doesn't expect perfection from you. He expects sincerity. He wants you to come as you are, with your doubts, flaws, and struggles. It's in that place of vulnerability that He begins to work, transforming every aspect of your life. So, how can you practically cultivate this relationship with God? The answer lies in simple yet profound actions. Start with prayer. It doesn't need to be elaborate. Talk to God honestly, as you would with a close friend. Be specific. Share your fears, your joys, and even your questions. He's listening, and He cares. Also, dedicate time to studying the Bible. This is when you hear God speaking directly to you. Don't know where to start? Choose a psalm or one of Paul's letters. Read it slowly and ask yourself, how does this apply to my life today? And most importantly, be willing to act on what you learn. Another important step is seeking fellowship with others who share the same faith. When you're surrounded by Christians who support and encourage you, it's easier to stay strong on your spiritual journey. These relationships are not just social, they're spiritual. The Bible teaches us that where 2 or 3 gather in my name, there I am with them. Being in community strengthens our faith and helps us grow. Additionally, remember that service is a powerful expression of your faith. Serving others is a way to show God's love in action. It could be something small, like helping a friend, or something bigger, like participating in community projects. What matters is doing it with a sincere heart. And don't forget, cultivating this relationship with God isn't something reserved for special moments. It needs to be a part of your daily routine. Start your day by surrendering everything into His hands. Before even looking at your phone or thinking about tasks, set aside a few minutes to pray and meditate. This can transform the tone of your entire day. Create consistent habits, like setting a specific time to read the Bible or expressing gratitude for the blessings you've received. Small actions repeated daily lead to significant changes over time. Consistency in seeking God is what creates deep roots and strengthens your faith. You might be wondering, does this really work? Yes, and there are countless stories to prove it. People who faced anxiety, discouragement, or lack of direction began to experience peace and clarity when they prioritized God. A practical example, I once knew someone who decided to start the day with prayer and Bible reading for just 15 minutes. Within a few weeks, this person reported significant changes, more calmness in the face of challenges and decisions that aligned more with their values. What seemed like a simple religious practice became a source of strength and inspiration. And this isn't an isolated case. It's a testimony repeated by thousands around the world. As you take these steps, remember that God desires to be with you in every moment. He's not distant. He's waiting to connect with you. All you need to do is take the first step. Today, you have the opportunity to transform your spiritual life and, consequently, your entire life. Don't miss this chance. God not only wants you to know Him, He wants you to live a full life filled with purpose and joy. To wrap up, let's recap what we've covered today. You've learned to identify your spiritual hunger, understood the benefits of a deep relationship with God, and discovered practical ways to cultivate this connection daily. Now, it's up to you. How about putting these ideas into practice? Set aside a moment today to draw closer to God. He's waiting for you, ready to transform your life from the inside out. No matter where you are or what you've been through, God has a purpose for your life, and that purpose begins with a simple act of seeking Him. Trust in Him and take the first step.